gentlemen, boys and girls, and wrestling fans of the world, it's your boy MegaCrasher, coming at you pumped up, coming at you hardcore, and coming at you guys back again once again with a brand new video. And this video is going to be our predictions for the upcoming pay-per-view tonight from WWE called Great Balls of Fire. And I'm still just trying to wrap my head around the fact that WWE actually named a pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm still trying to get over that, okay? But you know what, though, ladies and gentlemen? Like, do not judge the pay-per-view by the name of it, because who knows? It could actually be the best pay-per-view of the year, or it could be the worst pay-per-view of the year. Although WWE Fastlane 2017 did a pretty good job of being known as one of the worst pay-per-views of 2017. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to get into the video. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for each of the matches from both a personal standpoint and a professional standpoint. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's aim for 20 likes and let's get this started, shall we? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue on with the video here, I would like to preface a small detail by saying that I am going to be going off the list that Wikipedia has for these matches, and the list may seem a little bit out of order because what we got going on here, okay, we have ourselves the pre-show match, which goes on before the actual main card of the pay-per-view, and the first match on the main card, according to Wikipedia, is the WWE Universal Championship match of Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. Now, knowing WWE, I don't think they're going to put a marquee match like that first on the show, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that early, okay? I mean, it's Brock Lesnar. Like, people pay big money to see Brock Lesnar, and it is a pretty big deal that he's showing up on a pay-per-view that isn't qualified as the Big Four, you know, such as Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, all that stuff. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just kind of wanted to get that little detail out there in case you guys are wondering why I am making this video in the order that it is when it comes to the matches. It's based off of the order of the matches that Wikipedia has. So, with that being said, let's get into the pre-show match. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so kicking off this whole pay-per-view, we have ourselves the pre-show match, where it is the WWE Cruiserweight Champion Neville going one-on-one with Akira Tozawa, accompanied with Titus O'Neil. Now, I don't know if you guys know the exact reason why Titus O'Neil is involved with Akira is because of the fact that they have recently recruited Akira as part of the Titus brand. Now, I'm a little bit interested to know as to where they're going to go with this right here. I mean, haven't really been following that storyline too much, haven't been too much invested into it, but I will say this much though, ladies and gentlemen, Neville is on fire. I mean, he has been the Cruiserweight Champion for a number of months. I mean, I can't exactly remember the exact date when he won the Cruiserweight Championship. I think it might have actually been at WWE Fastlane, where he was going up against Rich Swann for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, or it might have been actually at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I think it was at the Royal Rumble, actually. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. So getting back on track, ladies and gentlemen, who do I think is going to win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Akira Tozawa? I want to say that Neville is going to walk away still the champion, but you never know what's going to happen, especially with the way that WWE can pull swerves on the fans in an instant. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. On one side of the coin, I definitely think that Neville is going to retain the championship and still have a very, very, very lengthy run with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. But Akira Tozawa does happen to have Titus O'Neil in his corner here, so that could definitely prove as an advantage in terms of numbers and distractions against Neville. But you never know what's going to happen, so from a booking perspective, I definitely think that it would be the right call for Neville to retain the championship, so that way he can continue his run as being one of the longest-lasting WWE Cruiserweight Champions. In fact, like, ever since they revived the Cruiserweight division, I think Neville is actually the longest-lasting WWE Cruiserweight Champion so far. So, I mean, that right there would absolutely be amazing if Neville retained and continued to build up his reign and build up the length of time that he has the championship, and he might end up dropping the title to someone at SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is one of the 4 marquee pay-per-views of the WWE in the calendar year. But that right there is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to the next match. Alright, so coming up next, I'm actually going to be changing up the order here of the listing of the matches according to Wikipedia, because the next match that they have listed to have happen at the pay-per-view is the Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. I'm not exactly going to do that, ladies and gentlemen, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing the order of how I read the matches, starting with the last match on the bottom of the card being Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys for the WWE Tag Team Championships in a 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm like, what? Holy cow, like, this match, without a shadow of a doubt, is going to be fire, okay? You got Cesaro and Sheamus, who is, like, one of the best tag teams in recent years in the WWE, and you got the Hardy Boys, the legends themselves, okay? Like, this match is gonna be hyped, okay? Like, I don't know who to choose, because the thing is that I grew up idolizing the Hardy Boys, along with the likes of Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, you know, those three tag teams that immortalized the tag team division back in, like, you know, 1999 to, like, you know, late 2001 to 2002, you know? Like, that right there, holy cow, that right there was a big part of my childhood. And you got Cesaro and Sheamus, who is one of my recent favorites as a tag team, because I like Cesaro and I like Sheamus, two of my very favorite wrestlers currently in the WWE. But let's see what happens here in this matchup, man. Holy cow. But I gotta choose, ladies and gentlemen. I have to choose a winner, okay? I have to choose who I think is going to walk away as the tag team champions, okay? So, from a personal standpoint, just by a small margin, I want to see the Hardy Boys get back their WWE Tag Team Championships so that way they can have yet another successful run. You know what I mean? But what I'm thinking from a creative standpoint is I'm thinking that Cesaro and Sheamus are in fact going to retain their championships, and a little bit of an extra push is that I'm thinking that the Hardy Boys might in fact disintegrate and split up, because hey, this isn't the first time that the Hardy Boys have in fact turned on each other and fought with each other. I mean, they've had an epic rivalry back in 2009, culminating at WrestleMania and then at Backlash in an I Quit match. But the thing is, though, ladies and gentlemen, is that, like, you never know what's gonna happen here in these sort of matches, okay? Like, the unpredictability, the craziness, the insanity, all that craziness. I mean, you got a team, okay? You got a team that bases its offense off of high flying and speed, and that comes in the form of the Hardy Boys, and then Cesaro and Sheamus base it off of raw power and agility, okay? So this is definitely going to be a very, very interesting match, to say the least. But my money is in fact going to be on the Hardy Boys from a personal standpoint, but from a professional standpoint, I am seeing Cesaro and Sheamus walk away with the gold. But with that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to the next match. Now, the next match that we have is going to be for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We got The Miz as a champion with Maurice, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel versus Dean Ambrose. Yeah, I'm kind of not liking Dean's odds here, man, because there is so many factors when it comes to The Miz winning. I mean, The Miz can get himself disqualified. He can cheat. Not to mention, he has not one, but 3 individuals accompanying him at ringside that could provide distractions for The Miz to take advantage against Dean Ambrose. But the thing is that you never ever bet against Dean Ambrose, okay? He has risen against the odds before, you know? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. From a personal standpoint, I want to see my boy Dean Ambrose get the Intercontinental Championship back, you know what I'm saying? But from a professional standpoint, it doesn't look like it's going to be Dean's night tonight at Great Balls of Fire. I definitely think The Miz is going to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And also, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, The Miz is a wonderful Intercontinental Champion. Like, he brings so much prestige and so much authenticity back into the title. I mean, like, he is a really, really solid heel. Everybody hates him, and he gets the reactions that his character intends, you know? And he just makes a really solid Intercontinental Champion. I mean, you know, he kind of reminds me of how can I say this? I mean, he kind of reminds me of Shawn Michaels back in, like, you know, the early 90s, you know, if I'm gonna have, like, a more accurate comparison, I mean, that's the comparison I can think of right now, because, you know, Shawn Michaels back in those days was arrogant, was cocky, everyone wanted to punch him in the mouth, but the thing is, you could not deny his ability at being a great Intercontinental Champion, and that's how I kind of look at Miz, you know, like, he is an annoying as hell character, an annoying as hell heel, but he gets the job done, you know. So, from a personal standpoint, I want to see Dean win, but from a professional standpoint, I think The Miz is, in fact, going to retain the championship, whether it be by disqualification, by cheating, or by distractions from outside interference. But, woo! With all that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to a match that I did not think was ever going to happen this soon, but we have ourselves Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Yep, I can honestly say that this match right here, I was not expecting to have happen this soon, you know. And, you know, I kind of had a discussion with this with one of my coworkers, who's also a friend of mine. She is huge into wrestling, too. She thought that the WWE split up Enzo and Cass way too soon. Like, they should have had more of a solid tag team development, not to mention they also should have had a possible run with the championships. I mean, like, I think that would have been cool, you know? And then, you know, go from there, okay? But the fact that they didn't even win the championships makes me personally think that this split up happened way too soon. But with that being said, you know, what's done is done. You know, the WWE did what they did. Now they gotta roll with the ball that's in their court now. So, with that said, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Oh my god. This match right here, I am telling you, this match, like, it kind of hits some feels, you know what I'm saying? Because Enzo Amore looked like he was legitimately heartbroken when he found out that Cass was the one that laid him out all those times, you know? And I was just like, fuck, man. Like Enzo Amore was actually crying on TV. Now, I know that this whole thing is a work, but still, it's like, it kind of does hit them feels, because it does kind of feel real on a little bit of a level. But with that said, who do I think is going to win this match? Well, from a personal standpoint, I would like to see Enzo Amore get some revenge and, you know, get a big win over his former tag team partner, Big Cass. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why, okay? While Enzo Amore is a very scrappy individual, and he's going to put up one hell of a fight against Big Cass, but I think Big Cass at the end of the match is in fact going to be victorious, because you know how WWE is with the big guys, right? They got a hard-on for them big guys. So I'm thinking that they're going to end up pushing Cass to being the superior of out of the two, being Enzo Amore and Big Cass. So I definitely think that the first way that they're going to do it is by having Big Cass beat Enzo Amore in this match and have him proceed for greater things, you know, to move on to greater things, you know, for championship golds, big runs, all that stuff, really solid feuds. You never know, right? But I mean, that right there, like, that's from a creative standpoint, but from a professional standpoint, or personal standpoint, I should say, I want to see Enzo Amore get some revenge, and I also want to see him get a push too, because the guy is so good on the mic. He's a god on the mic. He is a certified G on the mic, you know what I'm saying? But Big Cass has the size to back it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, with that being said, though, like, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. With that being said, it's time to move on now to the next match. So Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt are going to be facing off at Great Balls of Fire. And I gotta say, I cannot wait for this match, man. I am telling you right now, I can't wait for this match. And I want to point something out to you guys here real quick. Do you know that now Bray Wyatt has feuded with all three of the Shield members? Like, he first feuded with Dean Ambrose back in 2014. Then in 2015, he feuded with Roman Reigns. And then now he's feuding with Seth Rollins. I'm just like, yo, like, this is going to be a hype match. I can't wait to see this. And I have a feeling that they are going to be feuding over the next several months and the next few pay-per-views. That right there is just my opinion, because they did the same thing with Dean Ambrose. They did the same thing with Roman Reigns. And why wouldn't they do the same thing with Seth Rollins? you got two tremendous characters, two tremendous workers that are going to be going at it, that they're going to be banging it out in these matches. They're just going to be going to town with each other, man. But I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, is that Bray Wyatt is, in fact, going to win this first encounter, and here's why. Now, the first reason why I think that Bray Wyatt is, in fact, going to get a victory over Seth Rollins tonight at Great Balls of Fire is it's because of the fact that it's going to set up for a much longer feud than just one pay-per-view match in 1 month, you know? I think that they are, in fact, going to space out this rivalry to, say, Survivor Series or maybe even the last pay-per-view of the year, which might be Roadblock. I'm not entirely sure, but the second reason is, if you guys remember, okay, if you guys remember a trend that took place all the way back in 2014, when Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose had their first match, which was at Survivor Series, Bray Wyatt won by disqualification. And if you remember back in Battleground 2015, Bray Wyatt beat Roman Reigns one-on-one. And I'm thinking that the same thing could happen here. And if you guys remember, during those two feuds right there, it was spaced out for a number of pay-per-views, a number of months, and I believe the same thing is going to happen here, where they're going to be exchanging wins, and it's going to be a crazy-ass feud. Now, from my personal standpoint, I would like to see Bray Wyatt back in the driver's seat in the WWE, because the WWE has been fucking him around so badly. Like, holy cow. Like, WrestleMania 30, he got buried by John Cena. 31, he got buried by The Undertaker. 32, the whole Wyatt family got buried by John Cena and The Rock. And WrestleMania 33 got buried by Randy Orton. Now, mind you, it was an okay match for the WWE Championship, but the fact that Bray Wyatt was just a placeholder for the title for Randy Orton to get it back and then lose it 1 month later at Backlash, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why are you playing hot potato with the WWE title, man? So I'm thinking from that perspective, Bray Wyatt is, in fact, going to win this match as well. That right there is another reason why I think he's going to win. From a personal standpoint, like I said, I want to see Bray Wyatt, you know, get back in the driver's seat. Now, from a professional standpoint, from a creative standpoint, I also think that Bray Wyatt will, in fact, win this match, because that right there will really be the catalyst and set things in motion for a lengthy feud between Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. Now, with all that being said, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. It's time now to move on to the next match. Alright, so the next match taking place is going to be for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. We got the Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus the Challenger Sasha Banks. And I just gotta say, this match is going to be fire. I cannot wait to see what takes place in this match. I think those two are gonna tear it down, you know? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you guys remember back to that tag team match, which involved Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss, I almost said Becky Lynch, what the hell? Anyways, you would remember Sasha Banks actually ended up getting the victory over Alexa Bliss by tapping her out in the tag team match. So some of us are probably thinking that the same thing is going to happen tonight, that Sasha Banks is going to win via tap out of the bank statement against Alexa Bliss. But I think that Alexa Bliss, being the crafty little bugger that she is, I think she is going to retain the title, and that could set up a rematch at SummerSlam where Sasha Banks could, in fact, win the championship should they face off against each other one-on-one at SummerSlam. But that right there would be a far-fetched prediction, you know what I'm saying? But we're focusing on tonight, so from a personal standpoint, I want to see the boss get her championship back, because, I mean, I love Sasha Banks. I think she's absolutely incredible, but from a booking perspective, I think it would be the smartest idea to have Alexa Bliss retain the championship, albeit by a controversial fashion, whether it be by cheating, disqualification, etc. So that way it could, you know, build more onto the feud. And that way, they could, in fact, have an epic rematch at SummerSlam, being one of the 4 big pay-per-views that WWE has in the calendar year. But that right there is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. It's now time to move on to the next match. So coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves the ambulance match between Braun Strowman, aka I'm Not Finished With You, and we got Roman Reigns. Now, oh my god. Dude, this match right here, I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening this soon. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you guys remember back from like a couple of months ago, Braun Strowman was set to be out for like 6 months because of an elbow injury, but he came back like Superman. Like, he came back within like several weeks. I'm just like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, I am so pumped up that this match is happening this soon here. It kind of sucks that Braun Strowman is not in the main event with Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship, but the thing is, though, is we're not going to be disappointed with that match, which, you know, I'm kind of getting ahead a little bit here, but getting back on track here. So the thing is, okay, the thing is that you got Roman Reigns, someone who like refuses to stay down and die, and you got Braun Strowman, someone who just kills everything that is in his way. Like, he is just so crazy powerful, and he's fast too. Like, for a big guy who's like 6'8", 6'9", and like nearly 400 pounds of muscle. Oh my god, that guy can move. I am telling you that now, man. Like, he is crazy. So, without a shadow of a doubt, I think this match is going to be very, very crazy. But the thing is, who do I think is going to win? Well, see, from a personal standpoint, oh man, it's so hard to say. I like Braun Strowman, and I also like Roman Reigns. Like, and the thing is, like, with Roman Reigns, a little bit extra, Roman Reigns is a personal inspiration to me, because back in 2015, he had that catchphrase, I can and I will, and those are 5 words that I live by ever since then. So, I mean, the thing is that it's hard to bet against Braun Strowman, but there's no way I can bet against Roman Reigns. I mean, from a personal standpoint, just by a sliver, okay, by a fraction, I do want to see Roman Reigns win this match, get some revenge from what happened at WWE Payback, and it kind of does make sense from a booking perspective, so that way, you know, it will definitely give him some momentum towards SummerSlam, because if you guys remember, he did issue a challenge for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam, whoever the champion may be, whether it's Brock Lesnar or Samoa Joe. And I just gotta say, man, that is gonna be absolutely incredible. Now, from a booking perspective, I think that also Roman Reigns is going to win this match. So that way, not only does Roman get a measure of revenge against Braun Strowman, but also, like I said, it will give him some much-needed momentum towards SummerSlam, where he has his match against the Universal Champion, whoever that may be. And the thing is that it's likely going to be the case that it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And I just gotta say, if that match there takes place, man, woo, shit. That is going to be one crazy match. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to get on to the main event. Man, oh man, I am pouring in sweat, and the thing is that, like, this right here, okay, this pay-per-view actually has my juices flowing for tonight. Like, I am so pumped up to see Great Balls of Fire. Ridiculous as the name of the pay-per-view sounds, it sounds like that this is going to be a very, very good pay-per-view, and I got my fingers crossed, man. I got my fingers crossed. I hope it actually does live up to the hype, because now it's main event time. We have ourselves Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, versus Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission machine. And this match right here, where you got 2 big guys that can really move, they're going to be going at it, and they are going to be ripping each other apart. Like, I'm just so pumped up to see what is going to take place in this match. I mean, there's going to be a lot of suplexes, there's going to be a lot of F5s, a lot of coquina clutches, and all that stuff. Like, holy cow, like, this is going to be a crazy match. But the thing is that there can only be one winner, so I'm thinking that Samoa Joe is going to come up short here in this match, and the reason for that is because that way you could have the possibility of having Roman Reigns challenge Brock Lesnar in a WrestleMania 31 rematch at SummerSlam coming up. And I gotta say that if that is the case right there, I can't wait to see that match. Now, there has been a lot of rumors going around saying that Brock Lesnar is going to keep the championship until WrestleMania 34, where he drops it to Roman Reigns. But that right there, like, that's a huge, huge stretch right now. So, I mean, I can't exactly say for sure if those rumors are true or false. They are what they are. They're rumors, okay? Now, this match right here, I mean, I think it's going to be an absolute slugfest. Like I said, you got 2 of these big guys that are very dangerous in the ring and come from different backgrounds, okay? And these guys are going to absolutely tear it down, okay? But I think from a personal standpoint, Brock Lesnar is going to end up getting the edge here in this match and going to get the win. And also from a creative standpoint, it would make a lot of sense for Brock Lesnar to retain the championship, so that way he can move on to, say, SummerSlam and face off against Roman Reigns, since Roman challenged the Universal Champion, and I think that person is in fact going to be Brock Lesnar, so that way they can have the WrestleMania 31 rematch that I'm not entirely sure how many people really want that match, but I have a feeling that it is going to happen because of the way that WWE has been pushing Roman Reigns for a number of years. It's like, and see, that's the thing, is that's the part that sucks, is that, like, Roman Reigns is not the one that's making all these calls. It's the WWE that is constantly pushing Roman Reigns down our throats and all that stuff, and that's why people hate him. And I'm just like, come on, man. It's like, you can't exactly hate on Roman Reigns for calls that are beyond his control, at least as far as I know. I mean, for all I know, he could have complete creative control and just, you know, you schedule him to win all these matches and all these championships, all that stuff. But the thing is, I don't work in WWE office, so I don't know that shit for sure, you know? But I definitely think, getting back to the match right here, I definitely think that Brock Lesnar is going to retain the championship, although it would honestly be nice to see Samoa Joe be the new Universal Champion, because I think right there, that would bring a lot of different amount of hype to the championship. Not to mention, Samoa Joe is not a part-timer like Brock Lesnar is. No disrespect, but it's like, ever since WrestleMania, when Brock Lesnar won the championship, we have not seen that championship, like, on Raw, like, at all, you know? Like, except for, like, maybe, like, 2 or 3 appearances or whatever, but, like, that title has not been defended since WrestleMania, and, you know, like, I think it would be kind of cool to see someone like Samoa Joe defend the title, like, at every pay-per-view, or, like, you know, once in a while on Raw kind of thing, because that right there brings more legitimacy and more hype to the championship. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's just my opinion. Please take it with a pinch of salt. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is going to conclude this video. So I certainly hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys did, then make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. It's like I said at the beginning of the program, it's aimed for 20 likes. And if you want more content like this, then make sure you subscribe, support, and stay positive. And don't forget to turn on notifications. That way you'll be the first to know when you see me upload next. And ladies and gentlemen, if this is your very first time ever viewing my content and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the sub button up real nice and join our community today, because we are burning rubber big time on the highway to 5K. Woo! With that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Much love to you cool cats, and I will see you next upload. Woo!